Mark Reid saves the day for Celtic, right on the whistle in the penalty spot, and Rangers now face the prospect of having to win the match all over again. So Davy Hay giving some instructions to Davy Provan. Well, Billy, what a finish to the match.
Yeah, in fairness to the referee, Jockey, he had no other decision to make because it was a penalty kick. Marley McCoist just took Murdo McLeod's feet as he was going to shoot there. But having said that, it's a dramatic end to the 90 minutes, as it were, and that's what Old Firm games are all about. From Celtic's point of view, they never gave up hope. Perhaps they were uninspired, but they never gave up hope. They kept on trying, and lo and behold, in the last minute they've got the equaliser.
So Jock Wallace now issuing the instructions to his players. Here's the goal which set it all up again for Celtic. The head flick on from Melrose, in came McLeod. McCoist challenge resulting in the penalty kick, which Mark Reid thumped into the net. And let's go back now to the studio for a moment to Arthur Montford.
Just in time to go briefly to Wembley Stadium. About a minute to go in the Everton-Liverpool game, and it's 0-0, Everton on the attack, and it's Brian Moore.
It's with Peter Reid for Everton. Irvine. Onside is sharp. Here's Reid linking up with the attack now. And Phil Neal calmly can bring it away for Liverpool. Lee, the little ball for Johnston. Here's Souness. Sammy Lee. And we played all but a minute of normal time now. And it remains 0-0. Free kick. Hansen. Mountfield. And Mountfield again. Touched there by Sharp. Now Lee.
Well, we'll keep you informed about the Wembley game, but extra time at Hampden is about to get underway, so back to Jock Brown.
Thank you, Arthur. And Rangers start the first period of extra time, playing from left to right. A lot of earnest instructions given by both sets of backroom men during that break. Here's Jim Melrose losing it to Jimmy Nicholl. Now we'll have to see the effect of that last-minute equaliser on each side. Certainly it should give Celtic an enormous lift. Remember, they were 2 goals behind midway through the second half before Brian McClair gets one back from the set-piece free kick, and then Mark Reid's penalty kick. There's McCoist playing it towards Colin McAdam. Handball by Murdo McLeod. Rangers free kick. Well, in the light of that situation, Billy, where would your money lie now?
Well, I think that Rangers have now got to prove they can get over the psychological aspect of losing the goal in the last minute. But from Celtic's point of view, they've got to start playing in the game, Jock. They've scored 2 goals without playing anything like their ability that they have. And I think that if they can harness that ability, start getting that ball on the ground, start making a pass or 2, it's got to be their cup.
Well, we'll see the powers of resilience in the Rangers camp now. And that all looping over the bar from Davy Cooper's header. Pat Bonner looked to have misjudged it for a moment. The ball flighted across. Davy Cooper not renowned for his headers. He got up well to that one, and Bonner looking anxiously at the ball going over the top. Russell's header, and we can confirm to you that final score at Wembley after 90 minutes at any rate was 0-0, and the 2 are going into extra time. There's Paul McStay. Dave McPherson is with him, as he has been for much of the match, and referee Valentine gives the goal kick. It's been a very tough match too for both sides in terms of fitness and stamina, Billy. They will have to draw on a lot of reserves of stamina now, won't they?
That's right. It's interesting to note the Celtic still have a substitute that they can use, Jochen. I would still be tempted to bring on Graham Sinclair and release Roy Aitken a bit forward.
Referee Bob Valentine allowing play to continue. There's certainly some clumsy challenges going on in the middle of the field there, but play goes on, and Melrose trying to get in behind John McClelland. Certainly appears to be some extra spring in the Celtic legs. They undoubtedly have had a life, because they look to be down and out as the end of the 90 minutes approached. There's the man Billy McNeil was mentioning, Graham Sinclair. It will be very interesting, of course, to see who Celtic took off to accommodate Sinclair. So Provan with Celtic Stroll. Tommy Barnes. Foul from the back by Patterson. So another opportunity for the central defenders to go forward. Barnes leaving it, I think, to Davy Provan. Bit of pushing in the box. Jim Melrose was the culprit, I think, and Rangers get the free kick. Break of the ball falling for Russell. McCoist off on a run, matched by Roy Aitken. With Davy Cooper. Now Russell. Bonner taking it well as Colin McAdam came racing in. Bonner reacting rather angrily to the challenge from McAdam. Well, didn't appear to make contact. Barnes, good first time layoff towards McLeod. Just Paul McStay. Barnes taking up good position again in a forward run. Melrose going on the outside, or McClare rather. Good running from Brian McClare. Didn't quite keep the ball in play for the cutback.
The introduction of Jim Melrose has given Celtic just a little added asset, because he's not bad at getting in front of defenders and touching things on in the air, Jochen. The fresh legs will maybe prove a handicap for Rangers. Rangers have got Colin McAdam up front, and basically he's limited in many ways, his enthusiasm and his tremendous jumping power.
Free kick given. Offside decision, I think, in fact, given against Celtic. Peter McCloy certainly blameless for both the Celtic goals. McCoy's head flick to Davy Cooper. Brought down by Reid. Packed Rangers supporters, much more subdued now. Cooper over the free kick. Too far out for a direct shot. Into space for Ali Dawson. Dawson, McStay closing him down. The Rangers throw. Comes Cooper again, switching over to the left this time. Oh, great play from Cooper. And Celtic only too pleased to turn that behind for the corner kick. There haven't been too many pieces of magic from Davy Cooper this afternoon, but almost created something over on the Rangers left. Cooper's corner kick. Over by Aiken. Burns helping it out. Dawson looking for Russell on the right. Tom McAdam committing himself for the challenge of the ball. Now Jimmy Nicholl. Bonner in two minds. Colin McAdam got his head to it. Well, that could have been disastrous for Pat Bonner. He started to come and then changed his mind, and that can often be fatal for a goalkeeper. Colin McAdam showing his prowess in the air. Graham Sinclair again warming up, but still keeping the tracksuit on. Dylan well up. There's Russell. Waiting for Nicholl to go in the overlap. And that's given them a bit of extra space. McCoist holding off by Aiken. Good tackle from Aiken, that on Russell. And Burns showing his awareness. Off one of those surging runs again. Superb tackle by Hugh Burns, but the referee has penalised that tackle. Well, it didn't look to me as though Burns played the ball first. Well, the youngster perhaps a shade unlucky. Free kick's been taken. Here's Provan. Looking for Melrose. On the McLeod now. McGrain's got lots of space. Provan couldn't control it. Now Tom McAdam. Burns waving him away. Provan. Reid inside to Burns. Good tackle from Craig Patterson. Tommy Burns looked as though he was half hoping for a reckless tackle as he was inside the box, but good defending by Rangers. So Provan will take this corner kick. Graham Sinclair returning to the dugout, but already peeling off the top cover, tracksuit. McAdam at the near post. Led away by Russell. The only man up is McCoist. Will have to hold things up for Rangers. Wait for support. He gets it now from McAdam. So 10 minutes in the first period of extra time gone. Still two apiece. And we're entering a phase in the play where stamina will be all important. One or two players showing some signs of fatigue as well. They might. It's been a very physical match. Lots of running being done on both sides, and it clearly will have taken its toll. So the substitution for Celtic, Davy Provan goes off. Hasn't really been his afternoon. The replacement is Graham Sinclair, and he's taking up a position right through the middle in attack for Celtic. Here's Russell, blocked by McGrain. So a corner kick to Rangers. John McClellan thought twice about coming forward. In fact, he's changed his mind. He's staying back. Patterson's gone up all right. Here's Russell. Tommy Burns with the tackle. And this time John McClellan will become involved, I think. Graham Sinclair marking John McClellan. Near post ball, Aiken wins it cleanly. Here's Brian McClare. Melrose is offside. Very tight decision that, but the linesman right on the spot with the flag up immediately. The Rangers have recovered apparently from that stunning blow right on the final whistle in 90 minutes when they lost the precious lead to the penalty kick. Well taken by Bonner. Now Graham Sinclair is playing at centre forward for Celtic. There he is, trying to recover after failing to control it the first time. But it's McClare, Melrose and Sinclair playing up front. That's a bit of a surprise, Billy.
Well, it's an interesting role. I think that they're gambling on the one thing about Graham Sinclair. He's a very competitive player and he's very quick, and maybe they're looking for that little bit of quickness to upset the Rangers back to at this time.
Well-timed tackle that from Reid on Russell. We're getting toward the end of the first period of extra time. Just to clarify, the match will not go to penalty kicks if it's all square at the end of extra time. There will be a replay scheduled for Wednesday night. And McCoist took a knock there, the tackle from Mark Reid. The Celtic decision, but McCoist taking an accidental knock. So all the substitutes now committed. Sinclair and Melrose for Celtic, Burns and McAdam for Rangers. There's Aiken's free kick. A couple of minutes left now in the first period of extra time. Melrose getting up well. Here's Murdo McLeod. Stave peeling off to make space on the right towards Sinclair. Blocking Dawson's attempted clearance. The pace of the match, as you would expect, has dropped considerably. A time now where a mistake could arise from fatigue very easily and settle the destination of the cup. Here's Jimmy Nicholl. That'll be a penalty, yes! Aiken penalised for that rash challenge on Ali McCoist, and I really think he can have no complaint at all. Played in by Nicholl. McCoist trying to control it and screen it, bundled away there by Roy Aiken. A clear foul and a penalty kick has been given, and the protests on the part of the Celtic players certainly are muted. Aiken trying to make a point now, although it will cut noise with referee Valentine. So Ali McCoist is now on a hat-trick. McCoist facing Pat Bonner with a kick which could win the League Cup for Rangers. He made it at the second attempt. Well, a heart-stopping moment for Ali McCoist and for Rangers, but McCoist made it right on the half-time whistle in extra time. Well, Pat Bonner did well initially. You'll see this from the replay. McCoist didn't hit this one very hard. He didn't deceive Bonner that time. A good save in the first instance. McCoist kept very cool indeed to knock home the rebound. So Ali McCoist gets a hat-trick. Half-time and extra time, 3-2 to Rangers, and 15 lung-bursting minutes to come for both sides.
Very silly challenge that Roy Aiken made just at a very important time, because really Rangers player had his back to goal, not really looking as though he was in a goal-scoring position. I felt it was a very, very rash challenge by Roy. Having said that, you've got to feel sorry for Pat Bonner, because he's made a tremendous save from penalty kick and looks up only to find the ball going past him into the net. Celtic have really got it all to do now, but all credit to Rangers, Jock, because they've fought the corner. They've come here with a weak inside, and they've stood up to everything that Celtic have thrown at them. They've come back and given a little bit more.
Wallace is back toward the dugout. He's been in this position before, of course, and this afternoon he's been in front. Just a few seconds left in 90 minutes, and now an anxious 15 minutes ahead for both camps. Still no scoring at Wembley, 12 minutes into extra time. And McGrain and McAdam tangling. Free kick will go to Celtic for the initial challenge by McAdam. McGrain's flailing arm catching McAdam after the tackle with Jim Melrose. Murdo McLeod, Aiken, Burns, Davy Cooper. Good running from Russell. Look at the position he's taken up. Lots of space. Rangers have 4 men up. One of them is Colin McAdam out on the left. Oh, good play from McAdam. And the cutback was intercepted by Tom McAdam. Dawson stepping in and the ball carrying through to Pat Bonner. And remember that hat trick from Ali McCoist, worth a £10,000 bonus from the sponsors, which I think goes to the club rather than the player.
It's a bit unfortunate that drop, but I'm sure they'll be happy to take it in any case. But one thing about the cup final, I don't think it's been the most enterprising or most exciting Old Firm game we've ever seen, but I'll tell you one thing, it's full of a whole lot of incident.
And 3 penalty kicks in all. 2 to Rangers, 1 to Celtic. All of them resulting in goals, although the second one for Rangers needing a rebound. Davy Cooper. Not an accurate enough pass towards McPherson. Now, can Celtic draw on their reserves of fitness and stamina and courage to save the match all over again? Murdo McLeod. Jock Wallace can hardly stand it, I think. Drain flighting it in. Good header that from Melrose. Stealing in front of the defender. And it was well taken by Peter McCloy. The Grange cross. This is the point Billy McNeil was making about Melrose's ability to get in front of defenders. He got in front of Craig Patterson and McCloy made a good save. Jim Melrose has taken a knock in the back of the head. The challenge with Patterson. Celtic with possession. Play goes on. Here's Paul McStay. Trying to take on 2 Rangers defenders. McClellan coming out of defence. There's Tom McAdam. McCoist is up front with him. Good pass that from Reid into space for McGrain. Paul McStay again. Couldn't get the pass beyond John McClellan. And that'll do the Rangers' cause for the moment. Long clearance. Pat Bonner receiving the ball and still Jock Wallace trying to keep his hooks in order. Danny McGrain coming forward. There's Tommy Barnes. Good turn. Patterson's header out. Half time at Wembley and extra time, still no scoring. Oh, good play from young Paul McStay. He's in a very good crossing position. Too high for McClare, touched away by Patterson. It was a vital one because Melrose was behind him. And I'm sure the Rangers management unhappy with the handling of these crosses for the most part. Murdo McLeod. Sinclair getting his head to it. The hand was used by Melrose. Charging in to get in the end of that knockdown. Well, I think we can take it Jock Wallace is not entirely happy with the way things are going out in the field. Being invited by the substitute referee Brian McGinley to return to the dugout. There's McCoist. Now Cooper. McAdam waiting for a cross towards the far post. Much too close to Pat Bonner. McClare, it's a good turn away from McClellan. McClellan's lots of pace on the recovery though. That's why McClare has been happy to check in the ball. Well, Sinclair showing his determination, but that's a goal kick to Rangers.
It's a time in the game now, Jock, when there's a whole lot of real tired legs out there, and it's one mistake, it's one slip that can dictate the destiny of the cup now. Certainly at the moment it's Rangers Cup, but it's not beyond Celtic to come back again as they have done already.
5 minutes into the second period, just 10 minutes left. Cooper back towards McPherson. Barnes took up good position on the left. McAdam facing him. The youngster overcarries it. But he's shown a lot of very good touches, a lot of pace and determination for Rangers. Certainly one for the future. Roy Aitken using McGrain on the right. Finding Paul McStay. A lot of strength going through the tackle. And Sinclair. And Rangers successful again in getting the ball away. Here's Davy Cooper. And McCoist's forward run was blocked by Roy Aitken. Free kick's been given to Rangers. John McClellan with Rangers free kick. Still 3-2 to Rangers. Less than 10 minutes left. McCloy inviting Rangers forwards to chase, but overshooting them with the kick out. Warner trying to judge it better. Jimmy Nichols headed clearance. McGrain getting to the ball first. Here's Tom McAdam. Reid losing it to McCoist. Here's trouble for Celtic again. McCoist setting it up for Colin McAdam. And a great recovery by Tom McAdam. Well, McCoist almost making Mark Reid pay for that moment of slackness. Tom McAdam rescuing Celtic. Here's Davy Cooper. Dave McPherson. The goal kick to Celtic. McLeod wide for Mark Reid. Nicholl carries the ball out. Celtic still striving to find a way back into this match. Good tackle by McStay on McPherson. Getting the ball to Burns. Looking for McClare. Scrambled away by McClellan. McStay gets it back. No doubting his commitment or his fitness. Now Mother McLeod. Leaving it to McGrain. McClare trying to get on the end of the chip ball forward, but McCloy claims it. Huge clearance from Peter McCloy and the use from Wembley. There's still no scoring, although Liverpool have had the ball in the net twice in extra time. Both times the goals have been disallowed. Tommy Burns wide for McClare, a chance for Celtic, and it goes to Sinclair. Now Burns, and it's just about a foot wide. Well, Tommy Burns on the ground holding his head, trying to guide that one in at McCloy's left hand post. Well, a lot of chances here set up. Burns playing it wide for McClare. McClare back into Sinclair. Didn't get the shot on first time. Back it came to Burns. He tried to bend it in. Paul McStay forcing it forward. Burns looking for McAdam on his left.
At this stage of the game, Jock, Celtic are getting a bit from, they've got players that can run at defenders with the ball, and they're doing that quite successfully. Rangers defender now getting tired legs, and they're getting a bit of success from it.
So 5 minutes left in extra time, 3-2 to Rangers. And Celtic once again trying to get forward. They have to throw caution completely to the wind now. Tom McAdam. Now Roy Aitken. Dawson's his head to it. There's McClellan. Stays in the way. Back it comes to McGrain. Looking for Melrose in the box. Jimmy Nicholl challenging. The calm figure of Robert Russell pumping it to safety, inviting McCoist to set off and chase. So Roy Aitken now launching the ball forward again. Felland is there. Prevented the corner kick. So the seconds ticking away for Celtic. Rangers hanging on really with a degree of comfort at the moment. They did that in normal time too. There's 4 minutes left. Barnes opening it out now to Nicol. Some weary legs trying to get up in support of Jimmy Nicol. There's Russell. McPherson brought down by Sinclair. A fierce and needless tackle by Sinclair, which has done McPherson no good at all. Well, I'm not sure what Sinclair had in mind here. Well out of reach for the ball, bringing down the Rangers youngster and bringing about another stoppage in the play while McPherson gets treatment. And of course no chance of another substitution. They've both been committed.
The thing about the Old Firm games, Jock, you know, apart from the physical energy that players expand when they're playing, there's a whole lot of nervous reaction, and I think this is shown in players as well, because it really does drain the adrenaline away from you. And those players have got to be commended, the ones that have been on from the beginning. They've got to be commended because they're playing away. They know it's 90 minutes plus, and they're going to give their all for the whole of the match.
Well, they've all certainly done that, but now Rangers have a chance to look for a fourth goal. Good pass from McLeod. Here's Mark Reid. Celtic getting men forward now in numbers. One of them is Tommy Barnes. That's for McClair. Well covered by Patterson. Kept his eye on the play. Nichol's clearance. The layoff from McAdam to McCoist. McAdam playing it through the middle. Bonner knocking it wide to McGrain. The Rangers supporters again whistling for time up. Celtic try to press forward, thumped away again by Colin McAdam. Just a couple of minutes left. Colin McAdam again using Roy Aitken to start the Celtic attack. Through the middle it goes from McClair. Russell's clearance. Colin McAdam. Here's Hugh Barnes. Now Cooper. Under intense pressure as Celtic try to get possession back. Dave McPherson. Now Colin McAdam. Russell. Rangers supporters enjoying this aspect of the play. Rangers retaining possession. Here's Dave McPherson. Well, that'll waste a lot of time, and some action off the ball has resulted in Ali McCoist, I think it is, yes. McCoist is on the deck, and there has been trouble earlier in the match between McCoist and Aitken. And I'm not sure whether it was Aitken who was involved, but in any event there's serious trouble for someone out of all this. Now, on the basis that this was off the ball, I think it may well be an ordering off. McCoist is still on the deck inside the 6-yard box, and I think Roy Aitken may well be in danger of being ordered off. There was a bit of aggravation a moment ago between McCoist and Aitken off the ball, and it looks as though Aitken may have taken reprisals. And let's see how Bob Valentine deals with this. The yellow card. Well, that's an interesting decision because the play was nowhere near these two, and whatever happened, happened, and I can only honestly confirm I didn't see it. But certainly Ali McCoist is in need of treatment, and that has expired the extra 30 minutes of extra time. But of course there will be time added on, and in fact Ali McCoist is in trouble too, so clearly the referee's view is that both players clashed and both were equally guilty. But again, could McCoist go off, I wonder? No, the yellow card sufficed. It would have been dramatic to find the scorer of a hat-trick in a cup final being ordered off in the last minute. So now we're into time added on for stoppages within extra time. And it now looks as though it's too late for Celtic. The 3 Ali McCoist goals for Rangers look to be good enough for victory. McLeod now lofting the ball forward. Headed away from Dawson. There's McStay. Stay again. For Mark Reid. Now McClear. Well parried by McCloy. A fine effort from McClear. And Peter McCloy, perhaps the calmest man in the field, as he beat that out. Well, you'll see the power in the shot from McClear. He hit it well, and McCloy gets down very smartly to his right.
Real good effort from Brian McClear there, and a real great save for Peter McCloy.
And that's the last action of the match. The full-time whistle goes. Rangers the winners by 3 goals to 2. They have won the Scottish League Cup. Well, what a dramatic match it has been. Scott Wallace emerges from the dugout, relaxed perhaps for the first time this afternoon. He's been up and down out of that dugout like a jack in the box, but it's all been worthwhile in the end. Ali McCoist, the scorer of all 3 Rangers goals, congratulating Hugh Burns. Davy Cooper joining in the act. So there goes Jock Wallace to greet the triumphant Rangers players. The Rangers supporters standing there to a man to enjoy the occasion to the full. The cup presentation will follow shortly, but what a way to win the cup it was. Ali McCoist got the goal in extra time. A penalty kick which was driven at Pat Bonner. Very well saved by Bonner going to his left. McCoist remained cool and chipped home the rebound. And that's the goal which has won the League Cup for Rangers. Peter McCloy may not see too many more League Cup finals at this stage in the career, but no doubt enjoyed that one to the full. And now the Rangers players emerge to collect the first domestic trophy of the season. League Cup that started way back in August, completed on the first day of summertime at the end of March. And John McClelland has the red, white and blue ribbons to tie to the League Cup. The Rangers winning this trophy for the 12th time, about to come forward to accept the trophy. The trophy will be presented by Mrs. Tom Devlin. Tom Devlin has been given the honour, or his wife has been given the honour, recognition of his lengthy service with the league and the SFA, retiring from both this season and having perhaps the misfortune, by his way, but perhaps the Celtic director, of seeing his wife present the League Cup to the Rangers captain, John McClelland. And that's what it means to the Rangers supporters. It's been a very trying season for them. It started very badly. Then Jock Wallace arrived in November, and it looked to be going so well until the cup exit at Ibrox against Dundee last week. That's forgotten now as the Rangers players collect their medals and show the League Cup to their big support behind the goal. McDonald going through after Sandy Clark. They were replaced in the match. Davy Cooper. There's the goal-scoring hero, Ali McCoist. Not often you score 3 goals in a cup final. Ali Dawson and Colin McAdam going through. Danny McGrain waits patiently. Roy Aiken, not at all a happy man to be in the losing side. Now the Celtic players go forward to collect their runners-up medals. This is the day which undoubtedly belongs to Rangers. They survived a very sticky spell at the end of the first half. They then survived that dramatic last-minute equaliser on the 19th minute from the penalty spot from Mark Reid, and came again to win the trophy by 3 goals to 2. You can see the sadness in the faces of the Celtic players going through as the Rangers players emerge from the tunnel again to go and take the acclaim of their supporters behind the goal. A half lap of honour has been sanctioned by the Scottish League. So there goes John McClellan with the Scottish League Cup, and we hand you back to Arthur Montfort in the studio.
Well, what a dramatic and extremely exciting match that was. Final score 3-2 for Rangers after extra time. A comment from Derek Johnston in a moment. I can confer the full time at Wembley was 0-0. The replay of the Everton-Liverpool Milk Cup final scheduled for Main Road, Manchester on Wednesday. Right now, though, we'll take a break. Rejoin us here in the Scott Sport Cup final studio in a couple of minutes from now. Turn to Durrell after a lap of honour. See Jock Wallace there with Graham Stewart. Let's go over and join Graham, see if we can get a word with him, eh?
Congratulations, a match that you really had to win twice. It must have been quite a blow.
Yeah, they've done it. They've won it. They've won it once. That was enough. Just won 3-2. That'll do me.
What was the feeling as you watched Celtic equalise just with seconds to
Celtic
go?
were playing well at that time. Celtic were a very good team at that time and they deserved a goal.
As you went into extra time, were you confident?
I was confident before it started, sir. All right.
Jock Wallace.
Yes, indeed, the smile that says it all. Derek, watching that, it was a game, as Graham says, almost two different matches within the context of the 90 minutes plus the 30, and I think the second half really was as dramatic as one could expect. Let's take a quick look through some of these second half talking points and take a look at some of the things that happened.
I think this is the goal. It's a big punt from Big Peter. I thought Roy Eakin should have cleared it the first time there. Sandy Clark's done well to hit it across, and there's McCoist just popping it in the net. It's a bad goal to lose as far as Celtic are concerned. Here's David McPherson's. All he had to do was nod his head and the ball was in the net there, and he's missed it completely. This is a great move from Celtic. Rangers done this umpteen times last year and they fell for their own contract there. Marvellous goal. Jim Melrose was unlucky there. He had a free header at the goal. Should have hit the target. Here's the penalty kick. I think Murdo McLeod there had done well, sneaking in at the back of the defence.
Dangerous position there.
It was. Jimmy Nicholl was found wanting there, I think. Did you see here? He got caught behind Jimmy Nicholl. A definite penalty, I would say. It was a tense moment there for Mark, but it was the last minute and he stuck it away well.
Well, there we are. The psychology of losing that goal was really extraordinary, Derek, and very difficult in extra time for the Rangers players to lift themselves. I think if we have it ready and if we can prepare it, I think we'll take a look at some of that second the extra time drama, because really this was perhaps the match reaching its most dramatic stage, and Rangers trying to pick themselves up, Derek, after getting back to 2-2.
Here's the penalty kick. I mean, to me that was absolute stupidity by Roy Eakin there. It's a lovely ball by Jimmy Nicholl. He's just going to control it. No danger at all, and Eakin just barges into his back. It was a good save there, but there's Alan McCoist as sharp as ever, stuck in the rebound. It was a lovely chip from McGrain. Melrose had done that 2 or 3 times. Sneaked in front of Rangers players. McLeod didn't well to get down to it. Here's the last Celtic chance. It's about a foot by the post from Tommy Burns. Very, very unlucky there.
Well, there we are. Tremendous stuff. At the end of the day, Derek, did you think that Rangers deserved their victory?
I think after being 2-0 up, and to come back, especially after losing a goal in the last minute, to come back and win in extra time was magnificent. I thought Rangers, the whole 120 minutes, deserved to win the game.
Right. Well, the Milk Cup final, which was running in tandem with the Scottish League Cup final, was of course at Wembley, 0-0 between Everton and Liverpool. And here's a look at those 2 controversial goals that didn't count.
On his chase. Again, the blue shirts are equal to him, and then Reid gives it away. Whelan, but the flag is up. It won't count. Played in once more. Will Ratcliffe get there? Oh, now is a great chance coming up for Liverpool. Rush is offside though. The flag is up for offside. It'll count for nothing. Great though the run of Kennedy's. The flag is up for offside. Way back. The anguish there of Kennedy, who I think genuinely felt.
Well, the Scottish match really again drawing handsome comparison. We saw bits of it on the monitor, but it really looked a very tough and somewhat tousy game between Everton and Liverpool, and really didn't match our own in terms of football quality, I think, Derek.
I didn't think so. We watched both games, and I think for sheer excitement, our game was far superior.
Yes. Just one point. Who would you pick as your perhaps two men from Hampden as being the outstanding players, perhaps, would you say, Derek?
I think obviously Ali McCoist for his 3 goals alone. You're a magnificent first half. He was actually defending in the first half, and yet he still managed to get the goals. I think he would be my top man, Ali McCoist, with Robert Russell coming a good second.
And Paul McStay threatened so much for Celtic.
Paul
really
McStay played well.
Support, yes.
Played well in spasms. Paul McStay. He faded out quite a lot in the game.
Yes. Right, Derek, let's leave it there for the moment. It's time for us to take a break. Our cup final coverage isn't over yet. We'll be going back to our network in due course. But right now, we're going to take a breather here in the Scott Sports studio, and I think we need it after the way things have been flying about. Rejoin us here in just a couple of minutes from now. And welcome back for the last time this afternoon to Scott Sport League Cup final special. And just time before he leaves us.
Missed it on the same side. Good steady par. 4, he'll stay. 8 under. That's 3 under today, so he's been right.
Especially after today's game. Down there they would have 250,000 paid to watch that game.
Yes. What about the standard of the top half of the English First Division? How do you think our top 4 clubs would perhaps manage in that? I know it's a question you're asked often, but it seems a good chance to ask you it.
Yeah. I'm very disappointed in the English, the top 4. Okay, you have your Liverpools and Man Uniteds, but that's as far as it goes. I mean, the rest are very, very ordinary as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I think our top 4 would do very, very well down there.
There's been some talk perhaps about the top half of the English First Division, or indeed the wealthy clubs, perhaps thinking of a Premier League of their own. I imagine this must be a talking point in London at the moment. At least the clubs with money are saying this anyway.
I think they're having a look at the Scottish 10, and obviously they're thinking about that as well. But I think as far as the rest of the teams are concerned, there's no way they would go for anything like that. They're looking on the Liverpools and Man Uniteds for revenue, and there's no way I think they would go for anything like that.
Yes. And a final thought is that at the moment you're with Chelsea, and of course they are at the moment gunning hard for the First Division.
Yeah.
What is the feeling at Stamford Bridge about the possibility of going back, Derek?
Well, seemingly last year they were 2 goals away from being relegated, and they've came back this year, and I think they've a fair chance of going up. You can't be too confident until the last game, but they're all very excited down there. I'm happy to be a part of it.
Right.
Just to see what happens after.
Derek, nice to see you. Thanks for being with us this afternoon. Right, back to the network now.